So finally, I'm going to wrap up this Canvas walkthrough by showing you the module and the module setup. All of your modules should be set up pretty much about the exact same way. So module 1 is a little bit wonky because we did most of that in class because you didn't get your Chromebooks until the second full week of school. So I'm going to show you here with Unit 2 because that's a little bit more like what you're going to deal with. So you'll always open the overview and resources. It will be mandatory, and you'll open it and you'll go to the bottom and you'll mark it as done. Once you mark it as done, then your first lesson plan page is going to pop up, and you will find that and mark it as done, and then you can move on through the activities that are associated with that lesson. For this first real full Canvas unit, these are set up in all EdPuzzle this round. I will mix it up a little bit as we progress through the semester, but to start with, I wanted to kind of keep it a little bit more simple to get the flow of things. So when you click on your first EdPuzzle, in my student view, I get kind of a weird screen here. So it'll look something like this, and it'll say, I may need to log on to EdPuzzle for the first time. It takes a minute even for this first screen to pop up, and it says you may need to verify. For me, I'm not going to get the same screen that you're going to get. You should be able to just click like log in with Google, and it should just connect then your Canvas to EdPuzzle. I will be walking you through that within the first couple of days of class so we can do that together. And after that, you'll just click on the assignment and it should just open right up for you. So if you have not completed an EdPuzzle, this is a video. Sometimes I find them from YouTube that other people have made, and sometimes I make them. They cover a little more when I make them. They have better videoing when somebody else makes them. They're probably a little bit more entertaining. So I kind of mix it up a little bit. I've had students that prefer either way. But you will need to kind of log in with the EdPuzzle, and then you'll complete it, and then you'll submit it. And then after you have submitted it, then you can move on and move forward. So I will say for the very, very first one that we'll do in class for over fire safety, there's a minimal score, as there should be because it's fire safety. For the rest of them, once you submit it, then you can move on. Depending on what your answers are, I've not set a minimal score for those. If you have an EdPuzzle that you had to type an answer in, which is going to be better reflective for me as your teacher anyway than multiple choice, then I do have to go grade them before it gives you your final score. So you might see a score that's not your real score because I have to grade it before it updates it. Either way, you can move forward. However, if you are not scoring 70 or above on your EdPuzzles, then you will need to go back and redo them before you take your assessment. So per the syllabus, you need to have an average score of at least 70, which is the lowest C. That's not very good, and that really doesn't show me that you're ready to take an assessment or that you have learned that much. So you really do need to make sure that you are watching, that you're paying attention, or I will reset them and you will have to go back and redo them. So you should not have your phone open. You shouldn't be listening to music while your EdPuzzles are playing. You should not have a video playing on your phone while my instructional video is playing. Per class period, you've been given less than 30 minutes of instructional videos in between and a quiz. So I don't think that is too much in a 90-minute time span. I think you should be able to knock that out. You can definitely review them. You can review a part of the EdPuzzle live while you're watching it. So if the video stops and asks you a question and you don't know the answer, just hit replay and it will play just that segment of the video, and you will be able to go back and watch that segment of the video and then get that answer now knowing what the answer is going to be. So I suggest you do that, and then that really helps you make sure that you don't just click and then move on. The learning is a process, and it's really important that you are here for it and that you're part of that process to help me. So that's pretty much how the modules are all set up. Once we do a couple of modules, there'll be some different types of assignments worked within there, but I don't think that you should have too much of a trouble completing the first couple. So we'll work through this together in class, and then we'll turn you loose, and you all will be able to self-pace.